polls have closed in the self-declared Republic of Somaliland in a presidential election, which the authorities hope will boost their case for international recognition. More than 700,000 people are registered to vote in this election. But just how did we get here? Well, Somaliland declared independence from the rest of Somalia after Somalia's military dictator Siad Barre was overthrown in 1991. It's not internationally recognized, but Somaliland has a working political system and government institutions. This man, President Ahmed Mohamed Silanyo, came to power in July 2010. He is stepping down after one, albeit extended, term. Abdirahman Mohamed Iro, Faisal Ali Warabe and Muse Bihi Addi are the three candidates standing. A successful election in Somaliland could put more pressure on the African Union to recognize its independence, and it could serve as inspiration for secessionist groups. Somaliland is seen as being strategically important, with the UAE building a military base there. And Somaliland's port of Berbera is a key outlet for landlocked Ethiopia.
Voting has just ended some few minutes ago here in Hargeisa town and Somaliland as a whole. People of this area have been flocking to the polling stations as early as 4 a.m. in the morning, hoping that by voting this time round they will get recognition. Somaliland is not internationally recognized.
Whatever happens, we are letting whoever wins to take the lead. We are that little republic that Allah bestowed peace on and recognized. The international community doesn't recognize us to be an independent country, and all we want from them is to recognize us.
We woke up today to vote for the president that the Almighty Allah has chosen for us.
I came here to separate between the three candidates, to ensure our safety and security and to preserve our country, to make sure that the appointed candidate takes over and personally escort out the other two.
And one of the main problems that they are voting for is to get employment for the youth who have been traveling to Europe and America, and hundreds of them have died in the Mediterranean Sea. For the first time, Somaliland is using biometric system of voting. The Electoral Commission says that they have decided to use this system in order to avoid double registration and people who are not registered to vote as a voter.
That was the BBC's Bashkash Jagsadai reporting from Hargeisa. With me now to move along with this conversation is Bidan Dahir from the BBC's Somali service. Let's get a bit of context here. Why is international recognition so important for Somaliland?
I think it's so important because they cannot make any reliable thing to like the trade or even the travel. People don't have passports that are recognized, so how can you travel in the world? Right. People use now a Djibouti passport or British passport, or because Somaliland got a lot of diaspora. So also they need, like if you are youth in Somaliland, you cannot go abroad in a legal way. So many of them just go through the Sahara, as many Africans do. So I think Somaliland needs international recognition because of the economy, because of the trade, and because of the, I think also psychological thing. People think they are in limbo.
Yes.
When you live in a country that does not officially exist, then you feel like you are in a kind of psychologically limbo.
And this is an interesting situation, isn't it? Because even though they're not internationally recognized, they've got so much support for this election. More than 20 countries have sent observers, countries in Europe, the United States. Many of those countries have also contributed to the $20 million they're using to finance this election. So how exactly does that work? Because it does seem as if they are recognized on some level.
I think international community recognized the potential of Somaliland. On the beach of the Horn of Africa, Somaliland is located a very strategic place near Djibouti. As you know, Djibouti Republic hosting all these military bases from China to the US, and they share border with Somaliland. And also Ethiopia, it depends on some of the import and export to Berbera port. So international community needs Somaliland to be stable. And you see what's going on in Somalia, where the Al-Shabaab and federal government and AMISOM are fighting. So I think it's a small investment when you compare how much money the international community invested in AMISOM. It's just like $20 million for this election. It's not a lot, and it achieved a lot. You see how the campaign was peaceful and very colorful, and also the voting concluded peacefully.
And indeed, it is being hailed as an example for democracy. But tell us about the Somalia government in Mogadishu. What's their view on this?
Somali government is always, they talk about Somali unity, and as you know, Somaliland claims that they were British colony before, and they withdrawn from the union with Somalia, Italian Somalia. So, but Somali government in Mogadishu, they claim Somaliland is part of Somalia. So I think there's a big difference between the two governments.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Bidan Dahir from the BBC's Somali service.